All right, here we go, live, baby. Day 85. Wednesday night, my friends. Hello. I'm getting a little happy, people. Just letting you know. Why? Because tonight I am doing a Quini wine tasting, where essentially I'm getting to be able to try out or taste 4 different wines, 2 reds and 2 whites, and I need someone to do it with, and of course I have my trusty roommate Samuel right there. And so, I already tried the 2 whites. We're gonna jump into the 2 reds soon. And also with Quini, they actually have a professional sommelier that can come in and actually share some information. So while we try the 3rd one and the 4th one, I'm going to just let it run. You can listen in on the conversation and you can learn something about wines if you like. But before we get there, I will just show you which wines we're trying today. Okay? So the first one, okay, here we go. So the first one was a white. It is Dirty Laundry Pinot Gris 2019. I always like Pinot Gris. They're my safe wine to try. The second we tried was Aaron Felser. This is from Summerhill Pyramid Winery. It's actually quite good. I was very surprised. And then we're going to go on to the reds. So here we got Dirty Laundry Cabernet Sauvignon 2019. We'll see how that is. And the last one is Summerhill Maracel Fox Heritage Series Organic. Okay, so of course I have two glasses. This is for my white, and then big fat one is for the reds, because for reds you want them to breathe. However, if you don't have time or forgot to let it breathe, you can always buy one of these contraptions, which my friend Mamie gave me. It essentially is the equivalent of allowing it to breathe for a couple hours. And so with the rating, so they actually gave me these 4 wines to try. In exchange, they want me to give them a review of the wines. So it's a testing. And so let me see here. You know what? I'll put you on the stand. So anybody who wants to try, wants to watch, they can. You can listen in. Can you see? Okay, so one of the things with wine, okay, so when you have a wine, okay, so you want to swirl it. Oh, this aroma is so good, I have to say. Okay, so you want to stick your nose into it and smell it. Okay, this one is a beautiful aroma. It's the Aaron Felser, okay, from Summerhill. And then when you want to try it, you want to swish 3 times on each side. Sip in a little bit of air. Do it again. Swish both sides. Swish, take in a little bit of air, and then you swallow. And at the end of it, you kind of do this with your lips, and then that's where you get the full explosion of a flavor. Oh, this one's a nice one. I'm very happy with this. And so, one thing I just learned today was that if you want to breathe or get the full aroma between 2 different wines, you can breathe it, and then it's called the sleeve test. You smell the sleeve, and then you go back, and you actually have a full, you can breathe again, have a full intake of the aroma. And so, I'm just gonna turn on the audio, and then I'm gonna start on the reds. So feel free to watch and listen. If not, it's all good. Depends if you want to learn about wine or not. But yeah, unfortunately, allergies are hitting me right now, so my throat's not the greatest. But it's all good. Can you hear anything? Okay. So we're on.
And let's begin the process. Now, you will notice, once you set an expectation, and you go into the color, that it's much easier to just drop your wine down and match the color with what's in your glass. And don't follow what I'm doing, please. It's intentional that my glass is so. Rim versus core. You'll notice it's much easier to spot the edges around the wine, and then the center of the wine through the depth right here.
See, for a wine enthusiast.
Take a look at the wine in your glass. How rich is the red? How intense is the color? How much do you like the color of this wine in the glass?
Smells good, eh? Yeah. Okay.
And once you've seen 2 or 3 wines next to each other, it becomes easier to spot things and say, I prefer this one versus the other. But as a standalone, is it a color that you would look at and go, I really like this red color on this one? There are some of them that are velvety in color, there are deep purple in color that mean something to you, that you really like, and those are really good looking wines. Another way to look at color of the wine is to ask also yourself, is there something wrong with the color? Is there a fault in it? If there's a fault in it, you give it low marks, but usually if it doesn't have a fault in it, you would give the look of a wine a high mark. Then slide the pedal left and right to describe the intensity of the color. Clear, you can see right through. Intense is a deep reddish, red color, and everything in between. And remember, it could be a deep color that you like or that you don't like. So the numeric score and the impression of the color don't necessarily have to go together. So a white pedal doesn't mean.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys. So this is what we need to review. Okay, so what we're trying here is the wine that just popped open. So Maracal. Okay, so what did they ask? They want to know why this wine. We kind of just skip that because we're just giving them. So since I don't know much about it except the winery, what type of expectations do I have? I don't know much about Summerhill. I just know it's in the Okanagan. I think it's in Kelowna or Penticton.
I think Kelowna.
Oliver. It's in Oliver. So in that case, I have decent expectations because that's a good winery region. Okay, so we need to let them know what color the wine is, and so the easiest way to do that is put up a red background to it, as you can see. Right, so it's a dark red. Right, and then so now I just go here. I have to find that dark red. No, that's brown. So this is more purple. So what do you guys think? Over here? Something like that.
Yeah,
something
like that.
So it's a darker red.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta play around with it.
A hint of purple, I would say.
Yeah. All right. So and then rim versus core. Looks translucent to me. Depth. All right. And then after that, overall, what do you rate the look of it? Let's see, what do you guys think? I'm no professional, so. I'm not a great swirler. Come on, I gotta swirl better. Come on now. All right. So I think the looks pretty decent. Again, having a white background helps to see the color and then what it looks like. It looks pretty good to me. And so I just have to use, it's on a scale of 15, so it looks decent. It doesn't look amazing or anything, so I'll give it an 11. And it's not bright, but it's not dull. So I will do bright dull. All right. Oops. So 11 out of 15. Boom. Okay, so aroma. So first thing you do, you want to swish them. Looks 10. Hey, TJ. So you got to swirl it. And then stick your nose in it.
Cheers. No.
Okay, me and Samuel, we're gonna cheers. Okay, we're gonna stick his nose in it. Oh wow.
Oh.
It's quite nice actually. And so once you smell it, you're supposed to choose what type of flavors. What do you think, Samuel?
Ah,
I think there might be
a little
clove.
bit berry.
Smell a little like chocolate to me.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a chocolatey, so.
I'm sure there's one.
Okay, anyways, I'm gonna turn on the audio.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so I know that
Like
they
there's
produce
like
a
the
great,
caramel.
great Ehrenfelser.
Go down to caramel.
And
There's
it
chocolate.
would pair with
Okay, hey, can you put it back on?
seafood, lobster, crab, mussels, clams, anything of that nature, and even with certain light meats. Ehrenfelser to me is one of the unknown and unsung heroes, which I hope that your group will go ahead and make sure it's known more to the broader circle of wine people who appreciate wine, the wine aficionados.
Thank you so
Any
much. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions from the group?
So we're listening to Dr. Lee,
We're all good?
Master Sommelier.
Alright. Now we're, and as questions come up.
Any question you want, I can ask him.
Do discuss them. So the wine that we're
Chocolate berry,
tasting now
yes.
is the Maréchal Foch.
Yeah.
Do you say Maréchal Foch or Foch?
Oh, smells so
Foch,
good.
Maréchal Foch.
Foch, and this is an
Yeah.
organic 2017 also.
Yeah, so Maréchal Foch. So in
I like it.
Canada, when they first started, one of the great varietals that you have is called Vitis vinifera. Then you have Vitis lambrusca, Vitis riparia, and there's quite a number. The Vitis is the grape
yeah.
genus, as it were. Now, what's important for wine drinkers is that the majority of wine that we drink is from Vitis vinifera. Now, in BC, they started off with Vitis vinifera, then they pulled them out, and historically they pulled out all the Vitis vinifera, and they replaced them. And one of the replacements they used were the hybrids. And one of the original winemakers by the name of Rod Taylor, he was very instrumental in bringing all these different hybrids. So Maréchal Foch was one of them. The other one is Baco Noir, which we do get some here in BC, but majority are in Ontario. Now Maréchal Foch, red grape varietal, very dark skin. It is quite succulent. I haven't tried that particular one, but there is just a hint of spiciness, but lots of dark fruit and very rich and luxurious. I haven't seen what the analysis from the lovely audience that you have there today, but I think it's a great talking piece, if anything at all. So do try them, and if you can get your hands on a Baco Noir, would also be outstanding choice to try.
That's awesome. Yeah, much appreciated on that. And I want to take a moment here and ask people if you could please just raise your glass and or your phone and let's smile to the camera. Let's grab a little screenshot for our social. If you could, those are usually the best moments to do that. And well, cheers everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
And we'll count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, everyone. Great to have you.
Cheers.
Well, everyone, have a great time. If I'm able to join you shortly, I will. But if not,
Cheers, my friends.
Quini, and I hope to see you all soon again.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much for taking time out.
Thank you.
I love this. It's actually really nice.
You like this one?
Oh yeah.
Let's see how we're doing.
I really
on
like
that.
Summer Hill actually.
3.
Their white wine is really good too.
This one's decent.
So just for the group to know, on one of our upcoming tastings, we're going to also have with us a special guest. Her name is Dr. Isabelle Lecher. She is the director of sensory research. She was director of sensory research at Vineland Research in Ontario. a viticultural research organization. And then she was hijacked by Coca-Cola in Atlanta as one of their key sensory research people. She acquired the Ann Noble aroma wheel. So she bought the rights to it many years ago, and she's very deep into helping people to be able to detect aromas and flavors better. So we're going to invite her over to speak with you and to answer your questions as well, and give you some tips on how to best pull out aromas and flavors when you're tasting wines, okay? So that's Dr. Isabelle Lechat, amazing, fine lady. She was also involved in the early development of Quini with our founders, and working with her, they were able to pin down the main aromas and flavors from the Ann Noble aroma wheel that you see now in the Quini app. Okay? All right, so, and I'm hoping that people are remembering not to really drink wine, but to take sips, right?
Oops. I know I'm supposed to be sipping. I'm sipping, but give big sips. Maria.
All right, about 30 people have saved, and it's amazing. We got a.
So, I was gonna say something, I forgot. Anyways, we're doing a wine tasting, and actually before the pandemic, we actually went to different venues in Vancouver to actually do this. So we actually did this in person sometime. The first one I went to had about 20 people or 15. And then they started to get bigger and bigger. I started inviting lots of my friends, and there was like 40, 50, even 60 people in the same place. So suffice to say, it was a lot of fun. Made some new friends while trying a bunch of new different wines. And the cool thing is, after every wine tasting, they gave each participant a bottle to take home with them. But of course, during this pandemic, they actually delivered the wines. We just have to have a second person, which is Samuel here, to taste the wines with. They don't give an extra bottle, but hello, they give me four different ones to try. So I'm thankful for that. So we've tried 3 of the 4 bottles, the 2 whites already, and then just finished the first red. I'm gonna try the last red. I gotta say though that this Summerhill Marichal Foch, it was it was good. I wouldn't say amazing.
I like it.
Samuel likes it. See, the beautiful thing about wine is that it's all subjective. Meaning, everyone has a different taste, and just because someone else likes it doesn't mean that you need to like it. And there's some bottles that are a few $100s, you'd be like, rah! And then some are like $20, you're like, oh, this is so good. So the price of a wine doesn't necessarily mean that you'll actually like it. That's what I found out over the years, because I volunteer every year at the Vancouver Wine Festival since 2011. So it's been 10 years. Obviously this year they didn't put it on, obviously, but you know, after going to that many and just trying a bunch of different wines, I've just learned a few things. One, price doesn't mean anything in terms of what I like personally. So whatever you like is what you like. And then secondly, I don't like bubbly wines. I don't like champagne. I tried giving it a chance. I just don't like it. So my safe wine is the Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris. But this, what is it? What's it called? Ehrenfelser? Ehrenfelser is actually quite nice. So it's always good to try different ones to see which ones you personally like, because again, everyone's different. So I'm gonna turn the audio back on, and hopefully we can get the 4th wine started.
Data that caramel is one of the flavors that, let me just tell you exactly what the data says so that we can be pretty accurate here. Just give me a second.
Oh, I need to finish this first. Yeah. Gosh, okay.
And again, for the red wines, you usually want a big fat glass because you want the wine to breathe. Especially if you didn't have a chance to decant the wine. And so, you know, if you have one of these, it helps you not have to decant or let it breathe, I should say. Oh, I'm very classy. I don't know. I might be a little happy right now as well. So, who's that? Oh, Heather. Hey, how you doing, Heather? Cheers. Clink. Hey, I'd love to have you over and have a glass. Oh my gosh. I miss having people over. I miss food and wine. Oh my gosh. So good. I love the different pleasures that life has to offer. So.
Yeah. Ooh. This is a really nice one.
Okay, so we got one last one. So, Heather, welcome. I'm doing a wine tasting in exchange for giving them my opinion. They've given me 4 different types of wines to try out, and I get to keep. So, very cool.
Else,
This
get the
works.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Okay.
flush or
So I've got one left, and I'm having a little fun here. So, actually, you know what? Maybe on the last one, I'll walk. Can people see that or no?
They can sort of. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Not really. Screw it.
kind of hard with this.
Yeah. And so Samuel here, he's a alcoholic. Not really.
No,
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
not even close.
And so he's actually more of a beer connoisseur, but since I needed a partner for this, he graciously stepped up and said, I will step in and I will drink with you."
Yeah, very begrudgingly, right?
But in the future, when they open things up, I will be going back to these things, and friends, you must join me for a fun time. It usually takes about an hour and a half or so, and they usually provide some snacks like crackers to so that you can try the different wines without with a break in the flavor, basically. So we earlier we had a sommelier, Dr. I think it's Clinton Lee. He was on, and people were able to ask any questions they wanted, and he would answer them. He's usually on these things. It's a virtual done right now on Zoom, and so right now I'll just turn on the audio. And Roger, he's the founder of Quini, and he's the one that is going to be speaking mostly.
yes. If you don't remember, that's okay. But if you do, please share with us your impression. What was your opinion of the note that came in the box?
I have the note in front of me here, so I could share.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Stephanie here. Well, I liked how they use like recyclable paper, so it shows to me that they are, promoting sustainability. So I really appreciated that note. I felt like it was like a touch of like personalization from
Dirty
them.
laundry,
So I really
cats
enjoyed
have.
that. And I guess one thing that I wonder is maybe why they picked the corkscrew as a symbol of their gratitude. And that connection there might not be as direct for their consumers, I guess.
Can you bring yours over?
Yeah.
Interesting. What would you venture to propose instead of the corkscrew?
Oh, crap.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're a little
I
tipsy
think
when...
my internet cut out there. What was
This is the fourth
question
glass.
again?
What would you propose as an alternative to a corkscrew if you had the choice?
Oh, crap.
Should be fine.
That's a really good question.
All right, you don't have to answer right away. Just think about it while we hear from somebody else, okay?
Oh, I like the
All right, who else has seen the note, has read it, and what do you have
Cheers.
any opinion about it? Even if your opinion is, I just saw it and moved on, grabbed the bottles, and that was what I cared about.
It's Anna. I think it was really
Very
sweet
perfect.
to send a note and a corkscrew. If not a corkscrew, I tried the wine jelly when we visited the winery, so I would have to receive a little jar of the wine jelly, for example.
Oh, coming is some, yeah. That's
Okay.
my favorite.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah.
Anybody else care to share with us?
Yeah, can I say something?
Please.
Yeah, actually, I like the presentation from the Sumihao and the way they present their wine. And they put a little notes to the customers. It's a very personal, and they also give you the cost. And I like the presentation. They're doing a very good job in terms of marketing and how they present their wine. I like it.
That's awesome. Okay, now another question for people, unless Stephanie has decided what she wants as a gift. If not, then I'll ask another question. Now, does drinking organic wine impact your purchasing decisions?
What's the
Okay,
difference, Roger? Can you explain the difference between organic and inorganic, non-organic?
Organic and inorganic?
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, in terms specifically about wine, I cannot tell you. I don't have the technical expertise, but what I can about inorganic. About organic, I can tell you that there is nothing artificial in there. Neither coloring, which some wineries might use, nor artificial flavoring, which some commercial wineries might use, or preservatives on the soil, on the grapes, on the vines, chemicals, zero, none of that. So whatever they use is all clear, organically certified process and materials. That's as far as I know.
Roger, I know that Joey, who's in the room with us tonight, is a WSET diploma holder, and so could maybe speak to the difference on organic and inorganic, or organic and conventional grape growing.
That would be great. That would be great.
So she might have an answer for the room, just to maybe more clearly answer that one.
Is Joey still with us? Go ahead, Joey. Hi. Just unmute yourself, please.
Hi everyone. How are you?
Hi, Joey.
Thanks for having me. This is really fascinating, and I'm really enjoying the experience. So thank you, Quini.
Please share.
There's actually a lot of rules and regulations that go into the production of organic wines, and you kind of mentioned it, but we're not allowed to use pesticides. There's certain parameters around even like the cover crops that we're allowed to grow alongside the vines. The parameters within which pesticides are even allowed to be sprayed there's rules and regulations to that. So to go from a sustainably farmed vineyard to organic is actually a 3 to 5 year process in itself. So it's highly regulated, and it's very similar to, when you go to the grocery store and there's organic produce. The grapes have to be grown in the same capacity in that same sort of clean, very, very regulated regiment. In addition to that, in the production of the wine, there are regulations. So sulfites, for instance, have to register below a certain level to be considered organic. Like, we're not really allowed to inoculate with a lot of yeasts like you would see in a lot of commercial production wines. So there's so many stipulations and so many rules and regulations that go behind being organic. What's important about organic wine, number one, is that it's delicious, hopefully, because wine should just be good. But number two, that we're being respectful of Mother Earth when we're growing organic fruit and producing organic wines. We're not adding to our carbon footprint. So it is really very much regimented and regulated, not just in the vineyard, but actually in the production of the wine itself.
And Joey, one question for you also then is biodynamic and how that fits in with organic.
Yeah, that I think would probably be like 2 hours in itself. Biodynamics is a very complicated topic to cover, but it was actually established by a gentleman named Rudolf Steiner, and what it comes down to is actually looking at a vineyard or a garden as a real living, breathing thing, not just the plants themselves, but actually the entirety of the vineyard or the garden, and understanding that there's really like a unity to what's happening in that garden or in that vineyard. And what I mean is that everything plays a role. So, you know, when you spray cover crops or when you spray vineyards for cutworm or leafhopper or some of the diseases that happen naturally in a vineyard, you kill certain bugs that are, you know, beneficial for other things. So understanding that there's really like, it's a dynamic, but it's a biologically dynamic kind of universe that's inside that garden and inside that vineyard is where biodynamics comes into play. So try and imagine, like I just said, there's all these rules and regulations with regards to organics. This is organics like on steroids, like Mach 9, and like what you can do and what you can impact and how you can influence the vineyard is so regimented and so regulated that what you get with a biodynamic wine is it's like the closest thing you can get to pulling a grape off the vine and popping it in your mouth. Like that is as close to what Mother Nature intended as you can possibly get.
That's great.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And maybe, Roger, I would say that that's just not organic on steroids because, steroids is probably the opposite thing, but it's organic on keto or something.
Mach 9, yeah.
And is it true also that it involves the moon and the position of the moon versus the earth and things like that, right?
100%. There's a celestial calendar, and most people have actually heard of the Farmer's Almanac. And biodynamics really speaks to that. So the Farmer's Almanac talks about, you know, the full moon, and there's certain times where, you know, kind of like the ocean tides have ebbs and flows, and that kind of corresponds to the cycles of the moon.
Awesome.
The way that gardens are grown and vineyards are grown actually corresponds with that as well. So there's, like I said, I could talk about biodynamics for hours, but in reality, I think it is really allowing Mother Nature to be her most natural self, respecting that,
You like that one?
and ideally
Well, I
creating
like
something
the
beautiful from what she naturally intended without human intervention.
Amazing.
Awesome. Joey, thank you so much.
Pleasure, thanks for having me.
Quite very pleasant.
Now we
It
got
lasts a
another
long time, but
expert
it's
who
very
can pop
pleasant.
tough questions at.
Yeah. But my
All
favorite
right.
is
Okay.
that.
So we see some people are.
But my favorite
we
is the
see some
second
people
one.
are still doing the.
So, friends, I just finished reviewing the 4 wines, and so gotta say the Aaron Felser was my favorite, and we still got like 3/4 of a bottle of each to go through. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, folks. And if any of you are around and want to have a glass, come on over. Just maybe outside, or you know, a little social distance. But anyways. Ooh, actually, you know what? One of the things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab you. Hello, friends. All right. So, because I have so much extra wine, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cook with it. That's the beautiful thing with wine. So I made a stir fry, and as you can see, it is actually quite delicious. I don't know if it looks delicious, but it's very good. I'm going to cook up some noodles with it. I'm going to pour probably the Pinot Grigio. I'm going to finish up that puppy tonight, so I'm going to probably throw half what I have left, throw it in there, and drink it with it. So whatever wine you cook with is ideal to pair it with the wine that you drink. That way, obviously, it comes out in the flavor, right? So, okay, people. Actually, let me see. I don't know if they. Can you put it back on? I don't know if he's gonna share anything else. If not, I'm gonna end this live. But if so, we'll let it go for a little bit.
In the poll, we really like that. If you're okay with that too. All right. So,
Cheers, my friends.
Dirty Laundry Cabernet Sauvignon 2019.
Oh, I love this actually.
So Samuel, which ones do you like?
The red one is actually the Cabernet Sauvignon, and the white wine definitely the second one. I couldn't.
Aaron
pronounce
Felser. So
Aaron.
Samuel likes the Aaron Felser, and
Oh yeah,
and for the reds he likes the Cabernet Sauvignon.
yeah. I love the sweet fruity flavor.
I actually like the other red, but you know what? To be honest, the last one,
Yeah.
starting to lose the little what do you call it? My tasting abilities. The first wine I kind of overpoured a little bit, so got a little bit of happy after the first couple ones, and so by the fourth one, yeah, my tasting abilities were not at the peak. So, anyways, I just want to share a little bit about the experience with you. If anyone wants more information, shoot me a message. But yeah, it's always a blast, especially when done in person.
Somebody asked last time, what's behind the name Dirty Laundry? And I had a bottle, I could pick some writing on it that explained some things to people, but apparently, a while back, the area there was known for other activities that used to go on in the back room and stuff. And so that's what inspired the whole idea behind Dirty Laundry. Some of the wine names are called Secret Affair. Some other ones are called Que Sera, like Que Sera Sera, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want. Some of them are called Say Yes, and another one is called Woo Woo. So you get the gist of where they're going with this and where the name came from.
Naughty names. Who else is naughty? Aw, you bad boy, bad girl.
Oh man.
Okay, I
If
think.
anybody has any more questions for Joey or for Dr. Lee, I've got him on text as well if we need to ask any technical questions.
Anybody guys any technical questions with regards to
No.
wine?
Then we are good. So we don't know when we're going to start to do in-person
No? Okay.
tastings again. As many of you know and have been to our tastings at Spaces and WeWork, downtown Vancouver. It's always nice to see you people in person, but I'm happy that we're able to still have figured a way to do this, even to get to enjoy tastings with some of you who may not have been able to come to the in-person tastings pre-COVID. Because you live far, because you don't work downtown, so on and so forth. So I'm happy about that. Karen, you're done with all 4 wines?
All right. I think I want to finish up this live. I gotta say, I enjoy myself. It might not be great in terms of entertainment, but I hope to have a glass with some of you, my friends, in the future. Okay?
Yeah. Just don't drink.
If you drink, please be safe and raise a glass for me. Okay, see you.